Alright, what's up guys and welcome for some more Abyss content. So today, floors 111 to 120 just got released, and so these next few videos are going to be all about them and how I managed to clear them. In this video, we're talking about floor 111, which is the Mui fight. So before we talk about team composition, let's... oh, okay, there we go. So before we talk about team composition, let's talk about the Mui fight itself. So there are a few things you want to be aware about before going to this fight, and the first thing is that Mui has a gimmick where if she's not provoked, instead of her normal S1 attack, she's going to use her S2 attack, which is an AoE attack that has a chance to bleed and stun your team. So you're going to want to keep her provoked whenever you can, but just be careful. When her S3 is available actually, due to this passive, she becomes immune to provoke, so be careful about that. The second gimmick on the stage actually forces you to use single target characters. Whenever Mui takes a turn, she grants a random ally evasion, and when you miss against one of these allies, the unit that attacked and missed is going to get attacked by Mui, and she's going to punish you hard for missing. So make sure you do not AoE, and if you're going to bring Stene, which I did, make sure that you don't use her S3. Last thing to know is that at the 40% HP threshold, Mui gains an extra turn and her skill cooldowns become refreshed. So when this happens, be ready with defense buff or have strip available so that you can remove the attack buff and the defense buff that she puts up. Okay, with that out of the way, let's move into team composition. So this is the team I used to clear Abyss 111. It's not the best team, but you know, it's also not the most convenient team, but it is what I used to clear. So I'll go over each unit briefly. So starting with our DPS unit, I used the rage set Stene, and actually I found out mid-run that Daydream Joker and Max Health Scaling don't work on any of the new Abyss floors, even though it doesn't mention it anywhere in their kits. Daydream Joker and things like Arky that do bonus damage based on maximum health don't do any bonus damage against the new bosses, so make sure you're aware of that moving forward. I did end up clearing Abyss 111 with the Daydream Joker, but if I could do it again, I'd probably switch to Kalaja or this artifact over here from the ReZero collab. Rage Stene is pretty straightforward, just get a whole bunch of damage and DPS stats, and if you don't have a good rage set, just stick with a nice DPS set instead, so it's good. Next up is F.Maya, and I decided to use F.Maya for provokes because there are actually a lot of debuffs on the stage, especially for the unit that is doing the provoking. So this F.Maya is just there to soak up damage with Aureus, cleanse herself, and then provoke when she can. And this is just so that we don't get AoE'd every turn by Mui. Make sure she has about 85 effectiveness since all the new Abyss monsters have 100% effect res, and then put the rest of her stats in like speed and bulk. Next up we have A.Ras, who brings defense break and dual attacks. Here he is. He has a pretty straightforward build, get 85 effect on him, and then focus on speed and bulk with a much larger focus on speed to get some cycling in. His artifact is really up to you. I use Rise of the Monarch. I think you can really run with anything. On the stage, I think they crit a lot, so you could even run Admit Shield. And finally, for our team, we have Tamarinne. It doesn't really need much explanation, I think, but this is my Tamarinne build that I've used for all of the floors from 111 to 120, actually, and I haven't really changed their build since. If you don't have these stats, don't sweat it, but let me explain a bit. So my Tam is actually a lot slower than what you might find other people running. But she does have above 85 effectiveness and 200 resistance. The 85 effectiveness makes her optimized so that she can strip as much as she can. And then the 200% res ensures that she's guaranteed to resist against debuffs that you can resist. And for artifact, I usually have her on Rod. Sometimes I switch to Maghar's Tome, but that's pretty rare. And well, there you have it. That is my team in a nutshell. The rest of the video is basically going to be my unedited VOD from when I live stream this on Twitch. I hope you enjoy. If this was helpful, please do leave a like and subscribe. We'd really appreciate it. But I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye. I remember doing this for one of the stages before. Like, we would just re-roll it until we hit defense break. I remember for one of the stages back in 110 to 1... in the first 110 stages, we did this. We're doing that just to generate souls, by the way. 1-9 probably. Actually, it's probably 1-9. You're right because that stage is really, really cancer.
この黒い光は滅びの光よ。俺が守るよ。
I gotta hold the S3 for one turn.
マヤは戦うために生まれたんだよ。褒めてね。だから大丈夫。いって。いって。
So the only units that can get debuffs are A.Ras and Stene. If this goes bad, then I will make my Stene a little bit tankier because her being able to survive the triple AoE is going to be important as well, I think. Right? Maybe that's actually important. We have to make her tanky enough to survive the quad AoE, so if this fails, that's what we're gonna do.
うまくいくと思うなよ。いいざま。
We're not landing debuffs, so we're doing 30% less damage here, and since we don't have I'll be able to heal before the big guy goes. Since we're not running the poison, right? We're doing a lot less damage. Good thing is, since there's 3 units on this stage, right, we have like 30% additional defense on Stene moving on to stage 2, which is pretty good overall. I think I actually... Oh, fuck. I want an S2, but I don't have Soul Burn. We didn't land defense break 3 times in a row. We're back to the whole RNG stuff, huh? Maybe with this we'll have a lot more pressure though, because Amelia's pushes were actually giving us a lot of CR push last time. It only feels like we're behind because we're not idle form, I guess. Oh wait, that is pretty good. It's like does no damage because it's not on a crit build. I have to kill him here, so I have to S2 this. We have no souls. It's okay to S3 here because we plan on soul burning S2, so I might as well save it for one turn. Oh, he is immune to Daydream Joker. Oh my god, we're wasting 30% damage. I hate how they don't show you that before you go in. It helps on the first wave, but it doesn't help on the second wave. So if we lose this by 30% damage, it is artifactive. Wow, we still don't have enough souls. Actually, that's pretty huge, right? Being able to run Claudia here instead is actually game winning. Or maybe we just run the... Oh! You know Ram's artifact? That's actually huge, right? Ram's artifact actually insane here. I think these count as boss monsters, like all of them. We didn't speed, so we lost one turn of defense break there. But it is working a little bit. We are not being debuffed as much. Sleep Dancer fall. What's the reason for not killing the light buffer? I think he's kind of tanky, isn't he? How tanky is he? 60,000 HP? And then he's not guaranteed to put the buff or cleanse on the actual boss.
マヤを戦うために生まれたんすよ。
いい度胸ね。
I can't cleanse. I can't S3 him, right? Or provoke him now.
気絶しちゃいそう。近づかないで。
Dispels all
私
buffs.
の相手ができると思ってるの？へえ、やるじゃない。状況が必要みた
On
い
the
な。
S3.
俺が守るよ
But we're not gonna cut, so we might as well mitigate the first
俺
S3
を止められ
damage,
はし
right?
ない
Ooh, is this the right play?
必要みたいね。
さあ、私に服従しなさい。マヤに任せてくださいね。
No provoke.
ごめんなさい。いけ。
やるな
私の歌を。
That does a lot of damage, dude.
私の歌、レディースジェントルメン。
If one crits, yeah.
使うしかないというのならうまくいく
I don't think even Adamant's gonna save you there.
状況が必要み
It's
たい
a,
ね。
we're basically gonna have Adamant on her when we. Oh my god, that
あま
strips.
りつけ上がらないことね。遅いわよ。状況が必要みたいね。いい度胸ね。
Well, that's actually so nice.
戦うために生ま
The
れた
fact that we didn't miss there.
大丈夫。
状況が必要みたいね。
100 resistance on her.
一緒に来てくれる？
始めよう
He barely gets stripped though, but that's like after the initial damage, right? But we're gonna run Ram's artifact, and Ram's artifact with Adamant shield doesn't stack, so it doesn't matter.
マヤの実力見ててくださいね。
悪い子ね。
No provoke is kind of annoying. Really annoying.
歌師の登場だよ。
しょうがない。やるわ。やるじゃない。いい度胸ね。状況が必要みたいね。
Is he stealing my soul somehow? Or am I?
状況が必要みたい
Okay,
ね。
good little attack.
いい度胸ね。
マヤを戦う。
It's actually best case if we can proc her somehow in the next like 2 turns.
よし行こうか
There's defense break.
いい度胸ね。状況
There it
が
is.
必要みたいね。いい度胸ね。誰の前でたわけてるの？
So they don't have their S3s yet, which means we can put up defense buff. Provoke, please.
マヤに任せてくださいね。
あまりつけ上がらないことね。そっちが合わせなさい。状況が必要みたいね。いい状況が必要みたいね。
使うしかないと燃え上がれ生命の
So I have to. I take one additional AOE here that strips me.
状況が必要みたいね。
Oh my god, I die because of it. Wow, I lost to another 75. I lost to another 25%.
一回無知に
Because she strips my defense buff here. Oh, she did strip! Am I still dead?
やるな
マヤは
I win because of my
生ま
shield.
れたんすよ。だからどう
I am provoke again!
Us to ruin her recording.
I am provoke again. I have S2, right? Oh! Okay, 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 wait.
聞いてください。私
Okay, okay, okay. Calm down, calm down, calm down, calm down. This is now winnable. I see it.
私の相手ができると思ってるの？
Okay.
いい度胸ね。
俺が守るようまくいくと思う
状
なよ
況が必要
No defense break. We've landed like literally one defense break this entire
容
time.
赦しないわ。
キラッと輝きからも一緒に。
状況が必要みたいね。いい
It's
度
really
胸
good strip.
ね。
始めようか
Any defense breaks?
方がいいぞ
必要みたいね。
Oh, okay, okay. There's a good chunk of damage.
必要みたいね。
She's gonna have S3.
悪い子ね。
We can't provoke her anymore.
あ、ゴミが転がってると思ったわ。
Should I just S3? S3 does more damage, right? S3 does more damage, right? Should I just S3? S3, S2, S2. I think I just S3 here.
少しだけ遊んだ。ほら、もっと楽しませていい度胸ね。
私の歌
Do I S1 here?
ください。
No, because there's a chance I just live the next turn anyways with S2.
俺が守るよ
I think I S2 here and then I S3 F.Maya.
いい状況が必要みたい
Okay, okay, okay. Stage 1 done. Okay.